Everyone always says block him, but like, what does that even mean? Blocking means that you have accepted that that man is never going to be good to you. He had his opportunity to show you who he was, and he did. And he probably had access to the nice, happy, smiley, warm, baby talking version of you. And he decided, I am not going to be good to that girl.
You gotta love how these girls will say that men are not good to them if men don't commit to them. You see, it's an interesting little trick that they play right there, guys, where I don't know about you, but I am sick and tired of these girls thinking that they are entitled to a man's commitment. It does not make a man a bad man if he does not want to commit to you, because like she says there, guys, she's absolutely correct. If a man has options that are, you know, warmer, more pleasant to be around, okay, girls that quite frankly aren't a-holes, why on earth would he turn around and go, you know what, I'm going to commit to this girl who's abrasive, cold, rude, and demanding? It makes no sense.
So when you block, you are saying, you no longer get access to that version of me. I'm no longer going to live in a world where I'm actively wondering about you. You're not going to wake up every morning wondering if they sent you a good morning or good night text.
Except you still are. That's why this TikTok exists. Right? These girls are just talking to themselves, man, whenever they make videos like this. Oh, Chad won't commit to me. I'm done thinking about him. So what do? They get on TikTok talking about how they're done thinking about him. I don't know about you guys, but that seems to be fairly ironic to me.
Because there's no way for them to possibly do that. Blocking them means that you're not looking at your social media through their eyes. You no longer have an audience of one. You can imagine your social media for you, for your...
And guys, man, a lot of people don't believe me when I talk about it. I'm so glad that she said that right there, okay? She said that she looks through social media from his eyes, right? Because she has an audience of one. This is what I mean, guys, when I say girls post these photos online, not for the hundreds of dudes that'll give them likes and comments and validation. They're posting it for that one guy or that like small handful of dudes that won't commit to her, and she's hoping that they will be the ones to like and comment on it. Right, that's why when these girls fish for validation online, gentlemen, no matter how much validation you give them, it doesn't matter. They always have poor self-esteem, and the reason for that is because they're tying their self-esteem to men who don't want them. Truth be told, guys, it's some of the funniest crap you'll ever see, right?
Friends, for your family. Blocking someone to teach them a lesson about what life is like without you is not the move. You're either trying to fix them, manipulate them, change them, but at the end of the day, they're still them. When you block someone, that has to be a finite decision on your behalf. You have to block them on everything. Because if you leave a channel open, then you're going to think, hey, I wonder if they care enough to come back through that method.
Girls never block men on everything, by the way. Excuse me if you just heard the computer right there. Girls never block men on everything, guys. They always leave like one little avenue open. You see, if you just listen to what she says backwards, basically, it makes complete sense. Right? This is why, guys, girls will say, they'll be in a relationship, right? And they'll be like, oh yeah, I blocked my ex. I'm totally done with him. And then somehow the ex comes back into the picture. It's because she doesn't really block him. She doesn't really block those men. She'll say, oh yeah, I'm not interested in him anymore. I've done my healing. I've grown up. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. You're still caught on the previous guy, right? And you could fool a lot of men by saying that. You really can. But dudes are starting to catch on and go, wait a minute. And guys, let me tell you, it's not just like, you know, men in their 20s and above. No. There are men of all ages that are catching on to this crap, right? You see, this stuff's on TikTok now as a young audience, so a lot of guys are learning this stuff real early on.
Don't do that to yourself. Because even if they do come back, do you think they're going to be a different person for real? You thought blocking would fix them? So stop living in a negative feedback loop of a world where you're constantly waiting, thinking, hoping, wishing that this person would be the person that you need them to be, but they're not going to be. Blocking is accepting a life and...
You're damn right they're not going to be quote-unquote that person. Right, you see, because when she says that person, what she's talking about is a dude who commits to her, right? You know what I mean? It's interesting that they correlate like being a person with committing to them. Right, and guys, these are the same women that will have such an issue, for example, if you tell them what to do with their body, but they seem perfectly okay shaming men into giving them their commitment. You see what I'm saying, guys? Where girls say, oh, you know, don't feel entitled to us, which, hey, fine, right? Go out there, do what you want. You can date whoever you want. I personally don't give a crap. You turn around and they just start going, you know what? Why won't men commit to us? Men should commit to us. In fact, if men don't commit to us, then they are not treating us well. Right? Those like friends with benefits, situationships, whatever you want to call them, right? Got to keep it friendly for YouTube, right? Whatever you want to call those are voluntarily entered into by the women as well. It's not his fault that you don't want the you don't ask for the commitment up front. The bar is on the floor because that's where the girls put it. But what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again with another response video. And on today's show, guys, we are going to be going through some of these TikToks, beginning with this woman right here, guys, who is sick and tired of being mistreated by men, more specifically Chad. But guys, before we continue with today's video, make sure that you come and join us on Locals, guys, just in case Susan decides to yeet us off the platform. All right, make sure you come and join us over there. It's totally free to go and make an account. There's support options if you're interested as well. But guys, it is totally free. Make sure you come and join us over there in case Susan decides to just absolutely destroy us. But let's continue with the 8 seconds remaining on this video, and then we will continue with some more outlandish crap that this woman right here has said.
And a future without them. It means that you can finally heal. My podcast called Fleakazoid talks about it for 46 minutes if you need more help.
I need some more content, so maybe I will check out that podcast. That's not a bad idea. Thank you for that. All right, we got another video right here, guys. A couple of these are going to be from the same woman, and she's going to be running us through what it's like to be living that hard dating life as a woman.
If you're worried about being alone this Valentine's Day, I know saying, don't be is very like, what am I going to do with that? But it is truly so much better to be by yourself than to spend that day with a man who you just met, or giving that day to a dude who's a situationship, half in, half out of your life, not always consistent, who only pops up for the major holidays whenever he's feeling alone. Because if it's
guys, videos like this are so fantastic because when she says this, she's just telling you what women in mass do, right? Like, she's just 100% telling you. A lot of girls who are single, right? They say that they're single. First of all, guys, every girl is single. I don't care if she's in a relationship. I don't care if she's in a marriage, man. I really don't, okay? But when she says crap like this, it's so fantastic because if you listen to it, she just says what women do, like, the entire time, right?
If you're worried about being alone this Valentine's Day,
if you were a girl and you are worried about being alone, let me tell you something. You must be dyslexic or just have no idea about the world in general. You just have no idea what the word alone means. When girls say alone, man, what they mean is no commitment from the dude that they're highly attracted to, right? So that top percentage guy, that's what she's talking about right here. Guys, if you're watching this video and you're a man, which chances are you are because only 6 women watch this channel, all right? You know what it's like to be alone, right? And this is something I was thinking about the other day, right? Where, you know, dudes tend to be a lot more productive on a whole. Dudes tend to be a lot more career driven than women. And I was thinking about this the other day, and I swear to you, man, a lot of it just must come from the fact that dudes are alone for a lot of the time. You know what I mean? Like, what are you going to do with your time? You either sulk, you be a loner, or you pick up a hobby or a career and you grind the hell out of it, right? These girls, they're never really alone, man. They've got no idea what the hell that word means.
I know saying, don't be is very like, what am I going to do with that? But it is truly so much better to be by yourself than to spend that day with a man who you just met, or giving that day to a dude who's a situationship, half in, half out of your life, not always consistent, who only...
And this is why, guys, you can never really be sympathetic towards them. And when they say stuff like this, again, the fantastic thing about girls who say stuff like this, guys, I'm just going to play the video so you guys have something to look at while we're talking about this, besides my 2D animated character, right? But when girls say crap like this, it's so fantastic because if you're a guy and you don't know any better and you watch this through a different kind of lens, right? You see that everything that they tell you is a complete and utter lie, right? So for example, you might be that guy who girls will say, oh, you know, you're such a fantastic friend. Any girl would be lucky to have you. I'm sure everyone has heard that throughout their life somewhere, right? You know, when girls say crap like that, it really starts to fall apart when you realize that they spend their Valentine's Day with men that they have just met or dudes who won't give them commitment. It certainly paints a new picture of dating, doesn't it, guys? Right? Where it's not proportionate, or at least it's not what they say when they're like, you know, These are the men who I give my feelings to. No, they're not. Right? You give your feelings to a-holes and you wonder why you have to, at the end of it, you quote unquote have to block him. Right? Because he was never going to give him commitment, and give you commitment, and you knew that, which is why you were there in the first place. Guys, it's so hilarious to me, man. But let's continue on with the video.
Who only pops up for the major holidays whenever he's feeling alone. Because if it's a guy on an app, first of all, how long have we been matched? Why have you not already asked me out? No, you don't get Valentine's Day from me.
Why have you not already asked me out? Man, the entitlement. Can you imagine if dudes walked around with this level of entitlement? You know, why haven't you already asked me out? Man, I swear to you, man, these girls, again, these are the same ones that if you like tell them what to do with their body or anything like that, right, they will lose their marbles at you. They will lose it. But when it comes to what men can do, right, oh, men damn well have to commit to her or she's a bad person, or he's a bad person, excuse me. Don't you guys find that interesting? Let me know in the comments. Am I being crazy here? But it certainly seems to me like these girls are perfectly okay dictating men's autonomy, right? And nobody seems to bat an eye. Very interesting how that works.
And if it's a guy who's a situationship, well, been there before. And besties, let me tell you, it's basically like the prom for them. They just want to not feel alone. They just want to have someone just to say they have someone. It's an ego thing for them. Let their stupid little egos be hurt and bruised, and let them be alone for that day. Or maybe they're...
You know, whenever a girl says the word ego, guys, you just know it's pure projection. You just know that it's pure projection. Okay? Because I don't know. It's very rare that you will come across a guy that like looks at relationships like, oh yeah, you know, I'm going to take her out just to say that I have someone, right? Maybe some dudes who like understand how social proof and stuff like that works, but the majority of men, guys, they don't look at relationships as like these, you know, these manipulation little, oh, well, if I go out with Susie, I can make her jealous and stuff like that, which, you know, by the way, is 100% true. But most men really don't look at it like that. Most men just want to hang out with you just to, well, in this girl's case, just to have some fun, and that's about it, right? But as a whole, men are not looking at relationships like these chess pieces, man. You know what I mean? Men will start to realize that relationships can function like that after they listen to you. And they're like, oh, wait a minute. You know, this is how it works. Oh, I see. Girls are playing relationships like they're damn well a chessboard, really. Right? So once guys' eyes are open to that, they're like, oh, well, now they kind of have to play it, which is the really sad thing. A lot of guys, you know, or just not play it altogether, which is another option entirely, right?
There's no guys in your life. And you know what? That is better off than the Bumble, Tinder, Hinge dude who has no idea who you are, or the situationship dude who's been acting up all year round, but only decided, now's the night I want to go on a date. Now's the night I want to take you out. No, 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 no. Because what does worrying do? It leads you to settle. And what happens when you settle? You end up with things that are not your ideal choices. Things that you don't actually want. Things that might not even be good for you or could potentially set you back or derail you.
I mean, and this is just why it's important to have a father figure. Again, I'm going to play the video just in the background while I rant a little bit here, guys. This is why it's important to have a father figure in your life as well, by the way, right? Is because everything she just said there, yeah, the dudes that you're interested in, she's 100% correct, guys. Probably not good for her. Probably not a smart decision. Okay, but you know what? She's the one who's interested in them. And a lot of this, guys, comes from the fact that these girls, there is a very strong correlation between, you know, having a crappy dating life as these, when I say crappy, I don't mean like they have lack of options, but crappy dating decisions, I should say, right? There is a correlation between making crappy dating decisions and not having a father figure in their life. You see what I'm saying here, gentlemen? Where what you'll notice is over the years, this is only going to continue to get worse because society has an agenda at the moment for pushing men out, specifically of family units, right? Other things as well, like society in general, but you know, family units in particular. Okay, and this is what happens, guys, where again, she's correct with what she just said there, right? Which, you know, I hate to agree with this woman, okay, but you know, she's right, because the dudes that she selects, they're not going to be good for her. They're going to treat her like a 57th option because that's what she is. Okay, it's not going to be anything different, and that's why she gets in these situations, man. It's because she has no idea how to select partners.
You was in love, but that doesn't mean that you should settle on Valentine's Day. Being by yourself is better than being with the wrong person. remember the immense pressure I used to feel in the past to acquire a boyfriend for this time of the year, or even just to line up a date. And now I'm like, after having done that and lived that life, it's not worth it. If Valentine's Day had a meaning to you,
yeah, it's not worth it, right? So she's gonna stick to the to going from guy to guy now, right? But it's interesting, right, how she says that, and we just kind of gloss over it, where this is incredibly common, guys, where girls will feel the need to secure a relationship just for particular events, right? Right, like I'll give you guys an example, right? So for example, a lot of girls, when they go to events, maybe they're like prestigious ones. So let's just say, for example, like she graduates from university or something like that, which you can certainly argue whether or not that's prestigious nowadays, but that's a different point, okay? When these girls go to these events and they don't have a man there, it's weird. It's weird because the thing is, you could have had a man. You can have a man, but you're there without one. You know what I mean? So it's like, don't tell people that you want a relationship and that you want a stable life when all of your actions indicate otherwise. You see? So because what happens, guys, is girls will go to events like balls, graduations, I don't know, holidays and crap like that, Valentine's Day, New Year's, whatever, right? And if she's the one there without the boyfriend, and then all of her other friends have boyfriends, oh, you can damn well feel like she has the pressure on her. But it's weird to me, man, how men never really think like this. It's just the girls, right? Right, I rarely, if ever, I don't think I've ever met a dude who's like, yeah, I need to have a girlfriend specifically for this like particular event. Maybe like, I don't really understand that, man.
You before, it won't after those dates. Especially if it's a situationship, they will literally just go right back to their shitty selves. So take it for what it is, a hum.
Yeah, crappy selves, i.e. a guy who doesn't commit to her. That's so funny, man, where she just basically called him a crap individual, literally because he won't commit to her. But yet you're the one who's still hanging out with him. Very interesting how that works, right? You're the one who still really wants him, who will go on Valentine's Day with him or whatever other event, okay? But he's a piece of crap. Right? Notice how these things aren't matching up, guys. He's a piece of crap, but she really wants his commitment and she wants to spend time with him. Right? This is why, guys, like, love is really just a concept, at least in my view, made up by women just to manipulate dudes. It really is. It's like, because when you watch this stuff for what it really is, guys, it's pretty disgusting.
Hallmark holiday, and do not feel the pressure to date anybody on that day. You are better off alone. Let the Bumble boys and the situationship boys suffer and go party with your girls. If you're...
Yeah, and that's the end of the clip right there. We're going to be continuing to the next one in a minute, but notice how her solution, right? Her solution after all of this, guys, is, okay, you can't get commitment from your situationship or the dudes, these guys out here. So what she's going to do, guys, lo and behold, is she's going to go out with the girls some more, right? Notice how that's the exact same thing. You're just increasing the amount of men that you're exposed to, and you're going to do the exact same thing again, right? You know what I mean, guys? Where it's just one big circle, man. They think that, like, what on earth is this solution? Before we even continue on to the next video, it's like, do these girls not know what a solution is? Let's have a look.
Holiday, and do not feel the pressure to date anybody on that day. You are better off alone. Let the Bumble boys and the situationship boys suffer and go party with your girls. If you're...
Yeah, and that's it, right? Go party with your girls. And the thing is, the dudes who aren't committing to you, they're not suffering. They're like, oh, okay, well, I'll just hit her up again in a few months and I'm sure she'll come around. Hell, if she's in a relationship, maybe we'll give it like, I don't know, 8 or 9 months instead, but she'll be back around to my house. It'll be fine, right? Because girls aren't stressing you. I mean, dudes aren't stressing you, excuse me, because again, you're option number 57. You know, when dudes aren't messaging you, it's because they're not interested, right? They've got other goals going on. Man, these girls think that they're so much more important than they actually are. But speaking of, man, I have no idea what's going on. Guys, check this out. You can't see this. I'm going to move this down before I even play the video. Look what she's called this. Alpha Lady Podcast. Okay, so you already know this is going to be good. And this is a shorter clip, so let's take a listen to what she has to say on this one.
If he's going to leave me when I get sick, I'm going to leave him when he gets broke. When they switch up, I switch up. If they all change after 3 months, I'm just going to have 4 boyfriends every year. Why would I be treated badly for 9 months out of the year when I could be treated like a queen for 12?
Yeah, the weird thing is, guys, is, again, I think that was the end of the clip right there, is they could be treated really well by a guy, right? And again, this is where the no sympathy comes in, because at any given point, it's not as though when she's sitting here complaining about how dudes won't give her things, typically commitment, right? But along with that would also come, you know, gifts and money and stuff like that. When she's talking about that, it's not as if she doesn't have access to these things every day. You see what I'm saying? Where these things are perfectly well and able to be retrieved by this woman, but she just doesn't want to do that. She'd rather sit here and complain about the fact that dudes aren't committing to her anymore. Man, I got to look into this, what is this, Alpha Lady podcast. I don't know if she was being satirical or not when she plugged a talk show in there before, but maybe we got to check that out for some content. I know, what's her name, like Lana Rhodes. Guys, everybody on this side of the internet made videos on Lana Rhodes, and they like shut down their podcast as a result of it. But man, that was such free content. But guys, we're going to be moving on momentarily to the next portion of today's episode, where we have a miscellaneous bag of absolute clowns put together by the editor. But guys, once again, make sure you come and join us on Locals before we continue with today's show, guys. The link for that will be in the description. It's totally free to come and join. You're welcome to support if you want to as well. There's also an option for that. But guys, no pressure at all. Just make sure that you come and join us, even if it's totally for free, making a free account, guys. Because again, I don't know how long this YouTube is going to last, guys. It could be like 2 weeks, it could be 10 years. I honestly have no idea. Make sure that you come and join us over on Locals. But let's continue here with some of these TikToks that are a bit more miscellaneous. Excuse me.
Chasing you, bitch. Say it backwards. You chasing me, bitch.
No.
If you feel like you're failing at life, I am here to make you feel better. Okay? Guess who did not wash their face last night and has yesterday's makeup on? Me. Guess who also slept in my clothes that I was wearing yesterday? Guess who hasn't washed their hair in probably close to 2 weeks? There may be creatures living in this bitch. We don't know. We don't know. But that's okay. But that's okay. I'm just here to tell you that you're not failing, okay? Because I'm doing great and I'm thriving. So if I'm doing all this and I'm still thriving, so are you. So, have the best day ever.
Okay, guys, that woman right here, by the way, she's a, we did a video on her recently. She's a single mother. Now, I don't know how often this woman gets out, but something that I've noticed about single mothers that I don't think I've brought up too much really on any of these episodes is the fact, like, they'll say that they're busy, everything's super difficult, they've got so much going on, right? They're going through all this stuff, they haven't washed their hair, okay, like, you name it, all right? But it's weird to me, man, how a lot of these girls, if you actually watch them, oh, they'll somehow end up out on, out of the town on the weekend, like every second weekend. And it's like, wait a minute, don't you have like a kid at home? But she'll just drop the kid off to the, to the wherever the hell, the grandparents or whatever, where it's like these girls, they'll complain about their life situation and it being so difficult, but then it's like they still manage to find time to party, right? They still manage to find time to do the things that they really shouldn't be doing. It. I don't know about you guys, but I certainly think it's very, it's not right, at least in my opinion, for these girls to be like, oh yeah, I'm a strong, independent, single mother. And then like they don't really act like mothers, right? I don't know about you guys, but I don't think mothers should be at the club, right? Maybe that's just me. Who knows? Call me old-fashioned, right? But let's continue on to the next clip.
So I have been single for a year, and I'm trying to date, and I've gone on a couple, but tell me why. Tell me why it sucks so bad out here. Like I can't even get a sneaky leak. I can't even because suck. They suck.
So she's basically just addressing dudes right there, guys. Apparently we suck, and we're awful, and she has no options in dating, which, I already know, guys, we're going to get some comments about the eyebrows. Okay, let's just leave it alone for the moment, all right? But, this girl, she could get a dude, Like, girls will always complain about their dating situation, man, where if you imagine, wow, what is this freeze frame, by the way? Like, if we were to switch men and women, oh my goodness, like, these girls would just wilt. They would just wilt away because of the lack of attention that they get, right?
Suck. There's nothing. There's slim pickings, and the slim pickings suck.
Yeah, there are slim pickings for the women, guys. There are slim pickings for the women. No. See, there's plenty of pickings. It's just not the pickings that you want, right? It's just not the dudes that you want to get in a relationship with or you want to chase you, right? You ever notice, guys, how girls will treat men like crap who chase them? For the most part, well, actually, for the entire part, any dude who chases a woman just gets treated like absolute garbage, right? And there are still lots of men chasing her, but she'll still turn around and say that they all suck and, you know, they're not great options and stuff like that. Really disgusting how that works, guys. I don't know, man.
They suck. It's fine.
Ladies, in 2022, let me tell you what we are not going to do.
Let's hear it.
Absolutely not going to save space, time, energy for flaky mother. Is if a guy wants to take you on a date and says, let's hang out on Wednesday, I need you to get that time and location and a confirmation day up. We are not reserving days of our week when we could be going out with other guys who have better intentions.
Better intentions, man. I swear to you, these girls are so good at removing accountability, aren't they? Right? It's all in like those little words right there. Men have bad intentions. No. See, this is a two-way street, right? If you're going out there having friends with benefits, that's also on you, right? Guys are gonna hit on you. They're gonna come up. They're gonna try and talk to you. If you're at the library, if you're at the bar, wherever you are, okay. You're going to have options, but you're the one who gets the final say, right? You're the one who gets to say, you know what, this guy, yeah, I'll have a relationship with this guy, or maybe I'll go off and do something else, okay? But ultimately, this is a two-way street, so don't be sitting here talking about dudes have bad intentions when you're the one who decides whether or not those intentions come to fruition. Right, guys, the quick removal of accountability right there. I'm gonna play that back. That's hilarious to me, man.
With other guys who have better intentions than for the flaky fool that is gonna not confirm and let you sit there all night wondering, oh my god, what's wrong with me, or why didn't he confirm? We're not doing that in 2022.
Except you are. Again, I said at the start of this video, guys, I said that at least I'm pretty sure it was this take. I've done like 2 takes of this. This is the second one, so it could have been the previous one. But I said at the beginning that these girls are like talking to themselves, man. They're trying to convince themselves. In the year 2022, guys, this woman is going to continue to do the exact same thing. People are creatures of habit, man. Creatures of habit. Nothing different, gentlemen. Like, by the time a person is 25, you can basically tell everything about their life. You really can. Because habits are something that are, like, guys, let me tell you something, okay? If a girl gets to 35 and she has no relationship, she is not ever going to have a relationship. And if she does have a relationship, it's going to be completely out of necessity, to the point where she doesn't even have a relationship then. She's just got a guy that she doesn't respect, right? People are creatures of habit, man. Like, you can look at a girl's dating history and just, guys, that'll be a dating future right there. It's there for you. Now, she might get relationships as she gets older, but again, she's not actually interested in those men. She's just doing it out of necessity, right?
All we're going to do instead, though, is always make a backup plan. So if this boy tells you, let's hang out on Thursday, for example, but he never gives you a location or an actual time, you actually don't have plans with him. So the next boy that comes out and wants to take you out, and they ask you, hey, what day are you free? You're free on freaking Thursday, girlfriend.
And that right there is exactly what I'm talking about, where, okay, it's perfectly okay for girls to go out here and double and triple schedule dates. Guys, what if I were to tell you that a lot of men who are going out here dating, like, you're just the backup guy? And this is why girls flake. So here's the thing, okay? She's complaining about being flaked on because the dudes that she's attracted to won't set plans with her. So what does she do? She does the exact same thing en masse to men. Can you guys see that? Or maybe I'm just going insane. Okay, man, I gotta go out and have some breakfast and head off to the gym after this. I personally don't have my brains about me right now, man. Need a cup of tea, because goodness me, it seems like, right? It seems like she's doing the exact same thing that she's complaining about, right? Where, okay, rather than actually solve the issue and go with men who actually have an interest with you and will set plans, because Lord knows, guys, even in this exact same clip right here, she just admits the fact that there are men who would be willing to go on dates with her who are going to show up. You see what I'm saying? Where she's like, okay, these guys won't commit to me, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to schedule backup plans. Yeah, backup plans with men who would actually show up on the date, but you don't want them, right? I swear to you, man, it's like the faults that they have in any of this, it's completely invisible to them. It's all completely other people. I find that to be so incredibly hilarious, man, where they just can't even see it. But let's continue on to the next clip here.
Thursday girlfriend.
If she's posting sexy pictures, make her delete them. If she's dressing sexy...
What's really funny is I can read Men Like You like a book. And I think one of the reasons why you are so angry is because you've been walking around in your life thinking that you are owed access to women.
Guys, here's the thing, okay? Don't go out here making these girls delete their photos. I'm actually with this girl a little bit here for a second, and I'll tell you why, okay? These girls who go out here and act in this way, you know, they post very questionable pictures to Instagram, you know, they're not faithful. Guys, don't go out here and try and make these girls faithful. Let them be for the streets, man. They are doing a community service, okay? Like, that's the thing. If girls want to sit there and they want to tell you through their actions that they are not relationship material, I say let them. Guys, let them. Just let them go. Let them go out there. Let them ruin their lives. Let them do all of these things. And here's the thing. Girls like this, right, will sit here and then they'll convince the girls who have ruined their relationship chances that they made the correct decision. You see what I'm saying? But like this girl is encouraging women to go out here and ruin their relationship chances with men. And I say, guys, let them be to their own devices because, you know, Lord forgive if men come out here and we say what we want, right? If we don't want this in a relationship, right, then we're awful. So the only choice is for, you know, girls to continue to go out here and do this stuff. And guys, I say let them, right? Screw them. You know, because they're showing you completely what they want to do. Who am I to try and... Here's the thing about convincing people, men. Never... Just let them do what they want. Just let them do what they want. You know? Because at the end of the day, guys, who really cares?
It seems like men like this are stuck in the early 20th century when women financially needed men to survive.
Yeah, but hey, now you got OF accounts and now you have the government, so you can go and have relationships with those two things. How about that?
Women couldn't open up credit cards on their own. Women couldn't buy houses on their own. Women really couldn't make a comfortable life for themselves without the partnership of a man. However...
Again, notice how we started this, right, about girls posting spicy pictures on the internet, and now she's turned it into girls getting home loans, right? Interesting. Times
are now changing. And women now make up about 60% of college graduates, 55%
AKA people who can't get a job,
of law students, and almost 51%
law. If you guys look at the rates for which law graduates become, you know, successful in their field, it's some of the lowest, right? Like, you're talking as if being a graduate is a flex. Let me tell you something, guys. If you want to make money, here's two things. One, don't get married ever. Right? Just don't get married, okay? And number two, don't get a degree, specifically a useless one. Would you think these girls are going to university to get engineering degrees? Guys, I'm telling you, man, walk into an engineering class. I don't care, say you're lost or something, or just show up, right? Go to an engineering class, and before you get kicked out of the building, or which you won't, because they're just, you know, you can just walk around basically. Count the number of girls that are in that engineering class and come back to me, guys, and tell me, is this woman saying that being a graduate is a flex when there's no girls in engineering? The girls who exist in law, that's like the most useless one, because guys, there are so many lawyers, quote unquote lawyers, who are graduating. It's like one of the most oversaturated fields of all time. This girl's she's talking out her butt right now.
Percent of people in medical school. And now
I don't know about that one. Let's listen to this. If you mean nurses, let's go back. I want to listen to this. Hang on.
1% of law students and almost 51% of people in medical school.
I'd be interested to know how many of those are actually studying to become doctors and how many of those are studying to become nurses, right? Guys, again, she's talking out her butt right here.
And nowadays, women are getting married later or just not getting married at all.
Good.
Because they don't need to. So I think people...
Really? That's something interesting to me. They don't need to. I see a lot of girls out here still complaining about the fact that they need to get married. They realize their time's running out because this is what a lot of girls realize, man, is they go out there, they go into the workforce, and then they're like, oh, okay, now I'm a lawyer. Now I'm a doctor, which despite what this lady says right here, there is a very disproportionate amount of male doctors to female doctors and male lawyers to female lawyers. But, moving that aside for a second, a lot of girls who do go out in those fields, you think that they get to 40 years of age and they're like, man, I can't wait to work another 25 to 30 years so I can retire. No, right? Marriage is a backup plan for women, guys. That's what they use to subsidize their life.
People like you are so upset because you never took the time to develop a personality or anything actually of value to women.
Yeah, guys, so if you don't want your girl, again, this whole video started by a dude talking about posting spicy pictures online, okay? If you don't want your girl to go out and do that, then what are you? Wait, let's listen to the adjectives we got called. Hang on.
Are so upset because you never took the time to develop a personality or anything actually of value to women.
Yeah, okay, so apparently, guys, because we don't want our girlfriends or wives or partners or whatever to go out here and do these reprehensible acts, guys, apparently we have no personality. Interesting, right?
You just think that their presence and access to them is owed to you. And
I tell you what, if you're in a relationship with a man, you shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be doing that. Right? It's not it's like, yeah, if you're his girlfriend, he's your boyfriend or husband and wife, there are certain things that you shouldn't be doing. Right? This is why relationships take sacrifice, guys, but none of these girls, they don't want to make sacrifices. They want all of the good things without having to sacrifice anything themselves.
I think there's nothing that infuriates people like you more than realizing that men are an accessory and they are no longer a necessity to women.
Hey, you can spin the words whichever way you want, but you know what? I still see a lot of these girls crying out here because men won't commit to them when it's time to get married because they need that paycheck. But hey, you do you, and enjoy yourself,
People like you are so insecure. News for you.
Next adjective, guys, that we got called, we are also insecure, apparently. So again, just to rehash, if you don't want your girl to put these pictures of herself online, you are insecure.
Men are not the providers anymore. Because women can do that on their own. So now...
Fantastic. Well, you can continue to do that on your own. Guys, we're running a little bit over time here, so we are going to be calling today's episode there. Gentlemen, as always, on your way out, make sure you drop a comment. Make sure you drop your thoughts about some of the clownery that we have seen today. As always, guys, make sure that you come and join us over on Locals. Again, one more final quick shout out to Locals. Guys, make sure you come over there and you make a free account and join the community over there. Just in case Susan decides to take us down at any given point in time, guys, make sure that you are over there. Again, the link for that will be in the description. I gotta say that the link is in the description more because I think people can't really find it sometimes. The link is in the description. You can also get it on mobile and stuff like that. So if you're watching on your phone, make sure that you come and join that. But otherwise, guys, we're going to be leaving it there. Make sure you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you boys in the next episode. Peace. Yo, what is going on, guys? Past Taylor here. Just want to say thank you if you made it to the end of today's video. With that being said, make sure you go and show some love to the editor of today's video, guys. You can find free Apple Watch wallpapers over on his website, www.applewatchfaces.io. Make sure you head over there, guys, and bookmark the tab to show some support for your boy. He's gone through the blood, sweat, and tears of putting together today's video, guys, so make sure to go and show him some support for what he has endured today. Take it easy, guys, and peace for real this time.